Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to Zack Attack Reviews, and thank you for joining me for my top 10 list of the best TV shows I've seen in 2021. I've been racking my brain trying to make this list, and I finally came up with 10 with some honorable mentions because there's so much good TV. Coming in at number 10 is Cobra Kai Season 3. Wait, do you mean Cobra Kai Season 4? No, Cobra Kai Season 3. That came out January 1st. They bookended the year with seasons, and I almost forgot that this season came out this year because 2021 felt like 2 years. So this show just caught me off guard. I didn't watch it initially when it came out on YouTube, but when it transferred to Netflix and I kept hearing all the hype about how great the show was, I decided to dive in and I instantly fell in love with it. And season 3 was amazing. I loved season 3 so much. The show is so ridiculous in concept. Everybody fighting over like karate and and like the children fighting over love and the adults fighting each other because of old karate issues. But I'm a fan of the Karate Kid. I used to watch those movies when I was younger, and then bringing the nostalgia over for that, plus introducing all these new characters was great. And it just doubled down on it in season 3 with the adult problems and the kid problems, and it gone to such an extreme, especially that fight in the Russo's house. I was sitting there like, had to rewind, like, are they really doing this right now? Are they crazy? But yeah, Cobra Kai Season 3 was great. And it ended off really, really strong as well. I'm excited to get into Season 4. Number 9 is going to probably go down as one of my favorite series of all time from Netflix, or just period. It's Money Heist Part 4. And I'm only saying Part 4 because I did not get to watch Part 5 yet. And hopefully it ends on a high note. But Part 4 just continued the amazing Spanish crime drama that this show is. And anytime I watch the show, I'm absolutely lost in it. It's so crazy, this concept. It's just like Cobra Kai, how they take a concept and add the drama in it. Like, that's a karate competition, but they added drama and it's great. This is a bank heist, and they add so many different twists and turns and drama and so many different types of characters. Even the people that you're supposed to be rooting against, they have like likable characters that are like crazy and you want to despise them. It's just a fantastic show through and through. Part 4 was amazing. There was a little bit of this like flashback part that I didn't like, and that's kind of like why it's not higher up my list, because the flashback part felt like it didn't amount to nothing in this part. Hopefully Part 5 it does, but nevertheless it was a great season. Coming in number 8, a show that threw my whole list off the rails because I was going to watch it no matter what, but I didn't think I was going to love it as much as I did, and that's The Witcher Season 2. I really enjoyed the first season, but the way that they did the time jumping back and forth and not really explaining to you with cues which time frame you were in, the show got a little bit confusing until I went back and like did some research and figured out, oh, this is what was happening. But season 2 benefited from having a linear storytelling, and also the fact that they let Henry Cavill playing Geralt, the Witcher himself, to have more range. He wasn't just this grumpy badass. He was still grumpy. He's still a badass, a real big badass in this show. But now that he has Cirilla, he gets to show more emotion and more range. And I think he did a fantastic performance. Cirilla, played by Freya Allen, I think her last name is. She was great in this show too. She got to the point where she was like one of those kids that could get annoying, but she never got to that point for me specifically. There was some not great writing in places in this show, but overall, all the characters were great and got to show more range. The action was fantastic. Those last 2 episodes were amazing, and I'm really excited to see season 3. This show was the bomb. Coming in at number 7 is Midnight Mass. This show is an absolute masterpiece from beginning to end, but it's very, very particular and niche. Not everybody's going to like the show. I've had many conversations with different people about it, and they didn't like certain aspects of it, but they always say that it's gorgeous, well acted, well directed, and it is an interesting story, just had aspects they didn't like. I, for one, loved all the aspects of this show. I'm a big fan of the director, Mike Flanagan. He did Bly Manor and The Haunting of Hill House. He also did Hush, which is a movie that I really like a lot, and he just did a great job creating a suspenseful vampire gothic Christian horror. I thought it was just absolutely amazing. All the themes, all the acting, all the action was great. It lost a little bit of its step in the finale, but they still ended it in a way that felt satisfying. Coming at number 6 is 9 Perfect Strangers, a show that absolutely blew me away and blew my expectations away. I went in there with very low expectations and came out like, wow, this is crazy how good this show was. It was suspenseful. It was very interesting how they took all these people's grief and intertwined it with this kind of cult leader who wasn't really a cult leader. The whole time I was trying to figure out, I was like, she's a cult leader? Is she an alien? Is she sucking life force from people to stay alive longer? Is this something sci-fi, or is it very real? And a lot of it was very real, very down to earth, and it was very therapeutic to see these people go through their grief and the horrors of their life and figure it out. And they did it in very interesting ways and had a bunch of twists and turns, and it was just shot gorgeously, directed really well, acted really well. I absolutely loved this show so much. It was a limited series, so yeah, check out 9 Perfect Strangers on Hulu. Coming at number 5 is 5 and up is going to be a bunch of like classics to me. This whole list is just full of classic stuff. But Castlevania season 4, wow! I caught very late to Castlevania, and I binge watched the first 3 seasons really fast. Just check out season 4, and I absolutely loved it, and especially because the last episode was just perfect. It gave the main character the right ending and that he deserved, because the show was spreading itself with so many different characters' point of views, but Trevor Belmont was the main character in the beginning, and they found a way to bring it back to him to fight the big bad by himself and prove his family lineage. And then after the big bad fight, they found a way to take time and spend it with these characters so we can see what they're going through, what they're going to go through, and how it ends. It ends in a way where they could continue the story, but it also ends in a way where it's satisfying how it ended, and I absolutely love this. The animation, the action, the story, everything was just perfect. Coming in number 4 is Invincible season 1. Wow. I went into this show with very high expectations because I have a friend who loves this comic book. It's one of his favorite comic books, my friend Jay, and he talked about it to me for years and years and years. So when they finally greenlit an animated show, I was really excited because that means they can go balls to the wall to the fullest. But I did not expect how good this show was going to be. Every week I was hooked. I was so excited. And unfortunately, it ran concurrent with Falcon and Winter Soldier, which is a bigger show. But this show was better. But a lot of people didn't see it till afterwards. So I didn't have a lot of people talk to about it. But I'm glad it got greenlit for season 2, season 3. Yeah, the story, the action, the characters, the animation is okay most of the time. But it gets really great in certain parts. But they just combined all the things that I like in a superhero story into one show. And I really love cape shit. Just seeing superheroes just go through their daily lives. And that's what this was. While also bringing the big, storyline to, hit it at the end. The ending, it was so good. Another one, chef's kiss. Coming at number 3 is the only Marvel show out of the 5 that came out this year that's on this list. And it's the first one that came out this year, Wanda Vision. I absolutely love this show. The memories it gave me watching this week to week, trying to figure out what the heck was happening, talking to friends, all the theorizing. Elizabeth Olsen's performance as Wanda was award worthy. She should have won something because she embodies so many of our childhood sitcom stars while also developing Wanda at the same time, while going through the 5 stages of grief, while showing off her powers and all this mystical stuff, while giving this heartfelt performance, the surprises. Paul Bettany doesn't get enough credit for his performance as Vision. Everything was so amazing. It's not perfect. The finale, could have been better, but at the end of the day, it wrapped it up in a satisfying way. And I absolutely loved that Marvel took a chance and did something really different with WandaVision. It was damn near perfect. Coming at number 2 is a show that is perfect. And before I get into the show, I want to give out a special Patreon shout out to Clay Poindexter, my only Patreon right now. He's the one that put me onto the show that I'm about to talk about. He's a great supporter for me, and I just want to say thank you for all the advice, putting me onto different shows. like half the shows that I watch is his recommendation, because he knows what I like, and he's just a great friend and great patron. Everybody put shout out Clay into the comments below. But the show that he put me on that I think is perfect is Arcane season 1. If you have not seen this show, because it has the League of Legends tagline on it, just ignore it and go watch it. It's so great. You don't need to know anything about League of Legends to watch the show. From animation to performances to themes to story to the action, everything is almost pitch perfect. It's so amazing. The animation is pushing levels, kind of like how the Into the Spider-Verse did. I think that this is going to help adult animation move further, and I hope people take advantage of the momentum and get more things out there. You know, Netflix has a couple shows there, but this is the one that you should watch. It was so good. Lovable characters, a very great, solid story. I can't wait for season 2 in 2023. And before I get to number 1, I just want to shout out some honorable mentions, because I watch a lot of TV shows, and I just wanted to give out shout out to some of these great shows that didn't make this that I really love. And there's even more shows that I thought that was great that's not going to make the honorable mentions. But let's just start off. I'm going to read it off. Sex Education season 3, great. The Great season 2, show that I was like, I'll get to it eventually. I'm glad that I finally did. Amazing. Squid Game, the cultural phenomenon. I really enjoyed this show, but it didn't blow me away, because I think there's a lot of anime that's similar to this, that's more risk taking, and the ending kind of soured it for me a little bit. But it's still an amazing show. Shadow and Bone season 1, great. The Nevers part 1, super underrated. I wanted to give this a shout out specifically because I have no one talking about it. It's on HBO Max. Part 2 coming soon. Watch The Nevers. Loki, loved it so much. Great to watch week to week, but the middle part kind of was iffy a little bit, but still a great show. Only Murders in the Building. I was super surprised by this show. Shout out to Selena Gomez for giving a great dry performance. And yeah, go watch the show. Insecure season 5, loved it, amazing. And Never Have I Ever season 2 on Netflix. Just these shows were all lighthearted, fun, not too heavy for the most part, and just entertained me to no end. They just didn't make my top 10. And coming at number 1, if you've been on my channel for a while, if you have seen my videos before, or if you're just coming in, you may not know, or if you're my friend, you definitely knew this was my number 1, because it was my number 1 when I did my top 5 of the mid-year, and it's still my number 1. Nothing was going to top this, and this is Superman and Lois season 1. Yes, it's still my number 1, even with Arcane, how fantastic a masterpiece that show was. Nothing's going to beat when somebody gets one of my favorite superheroes right, and I'm a big fan of Superman, and they knocked it out of the park with this show. And not only that, they added to the lore. The action was great. There was a beautiful shot in every scene. I'm a fan of the CW Arrowverse shows, but I've fallen off some of them a lot because the writing has gotten bad, but the writing was so great. When an issue that usually would take all seasons to resolve was done in one episode. Tyler Hoechlin has, for me, you know, we'll see how it goes further, has performed the best Superman we have seen in live action. I think Elizabeth Tulloch has done the best Lois Lane. All the kids that they added to the mythos, all the different characters, even the reinvention of some characters that they did with the twists and turns. I never knew where the show was going week to week. Superman and Lois was almost damn perfect for me. So I'm excited for season 2 to come out, and I want everybody to watch it out so we can get that high production still. But let me know what you guys think are your favorite shows down below. Give me your top 10, your top 5, your number 1 if you didn't watch that many shows, your top 15. You can give me 30 of them. There's so much great TV out there. There's a bunch of shows I still didn't get to watch from this last year, 2021. And just like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can see the more videos that I'm coming out. I'm going to be doing a Cobra Kai season 4 review. I'm going to be doing my top 27 MCU movies, and I'm going to be doing my most anticipated movies and TV shows for 2022. So hit that notification bell so you can stay tuned when those come up. I hope everyone had a great New Year's, and be well.